Hey, what's going on, everybody? We got Thursday night football for you in this one, Rams and Vikings. Looking at 4 early picks for this one. I will post more picks along with a bunch of other cappers in the Discord. It'll be linked down below. But let's get into the 4 picks for this game. Also, we're partnered with Prop Projections this NFL, NBA, and MLB season. They're giving out their projections for this game for free, so join up on their Patreon. And if you want more, you can get it for just $1 per day. This is their spreadsheet for Monday Night Football. They had 58 projections. Also, join up in the Dynamo private Discord. You can see on Monday Night Football, we went 11-4. George was the only one that killed us on 2 of his props, but a great night in the Discord on Monday Night Football. Absolutely cashed out a bunch of the people in the private Discord here. That was after another massive Thursday where we crushed the MLB and NHL, went 10-1, as well as some more NFL. We had a 17-6 NFL Sunday as well, where I went 7-1 in my channel. Volo, another capper, went 5-1. Here's our picks and hits. So definitely get over in the Discord. It's less than $1 per day. We're posting in all sports, more picks from me, plus a bunch of other cappers over there. For this game, NBA, MLB, NHL. So you guys saw some of those crazy runs that we've been going on in the Discord. Definitely check it out, as well as prop projections for that free projection spreadsheet for this game. First one I'm going to go to, it's going to be Justin Jefferson. Going to be taking him over on his receptions at 6 flat here. So liking this line, it's something he's hit basically all season here. And I think this one could be a close game where Jefferson's going to have a big one and be targeted a lot in this matchup. So I'm liking him in this one against the Rams. Looking at it this year, some data. His first 2 games, he only had 4 catches each. His last 4, he had 6 or more in each of them. The Rams are a tough team to pass on, but this game is expected to be fairly close with Minnesota as a 3-point favorite. I think Jefferson will be targeted a lot in this game, and he's going to have a lot of catches to get Minnesota another win. We've seen the targets as well go up. He had 14 2 weeks ago, just 8 in the last game here where they actually lost to the Lions. But I think they should be able to control the ball a little more than they did in this game and have a big one for Justin Jefferson, liking him at this line. Last year, in his 10 games, 7 of 10 games, he had 6 or more catches. So Jefferson definitely getting a good line here, liking him for the first one in this game. For the next one, I'm going to go to Aaron Jones under on his receiving yards. I think he's had some inflated games with as far as receiving yards with some big plays in the offense. He injured his hamstring last week. We've seen some hamstring injuries definitely hampering a lot of players. I think that may limit his explosiveness, and they may use him less in this game as far as less snaps and less in the passing game. And 25.5, a high line. I've seen this one at 23.5 on a bunch of other sites, so getting it at 25.5, a little bit of a discount as well. And Aaron Jones has had some big receiving games so far this year, but isn't historically having a bunch of big receiving games. And also with that injury, I do think that he will have lower usage for this game. So going to be taking the under on the receiving yards here. You can see on the season, he's hit this in half the games. He had 2 games with 46, 1 with 36. We've seen the targets come down. You know, the first week he had 2 targets, and then 6, 6, 5. Last 2 weeks, just 1 and 3 targets here, and hasn't hit this line. So I'm thinking that Aaron Jones not going to be used as much in the passing game moving forward, and especially with this injury. So liking to take this one on the under. You can see the line movement over here. Opened at 24.5, went down 23.5, 24.5, 23.5. So getting it on the under at 25.5, getting a bit of a discount as well. Last season, Aaron Jones with the Green Bay Packers, obviously, but he went under this in 10 of 13 games. So unless he gets an explosive long play, which I don't think he will with that hamstring, he shouldn't be hitting this one. So like taking him on the under at this line at 25.5. Then we're going to go to a third Minnesota Viking pick here, and that's going to be Sam Darnold. Under on his attempts at 31.5. This is a high line for Darnold. The Minnesota Vikings would like to run the ball a good amount. And in this one, playing the Rams, who also like to run the ball a good amount, I think we won't see as many pass attempts in this game for Darnold. And this is a high line for him as well. Coming over to look at the data on this one for Darnold, this is a line he hasn't hit one time this season. Got really close to it here against the Jets when he got to 31, but even last week in this close and high-scoring game, he only threw 27 times. Besides that, the next highest was 28 twice, 26, and 24. So a line he hasn't hit yet. The Rams only allow 28.7 pass attempts per game on the season, the 10th least in the NFL. So for Darnold, I just don't think he's going to have a season high here in passing attempts, especially in this game with two teams that want to run the ball a good amount. Could be a lower scoring game than people are thinking, and Darnold with a really high line here for the pass attempts based on what he's been doing this season. Then we're going to go to the Rams here. Obviously, we have Cooper Kupp, who is confirmed back in for this game. I think that's going to mean less targets and catches for a guy like Colby Parkinson, who has been targeted a good amount with Cooper Kupp out. And I'm actually going to go to the under on the receiving yards here for Parkinson. So Minnesota, definitely a good defense here. Don't give up a ton of huge plays. So for Parkinson to hit this one, I think he would need a good amount of catches and targets. Hasn't had as many explosive plays here, Colby Parkinson, this season. So I'm liking taking this one on the under with Cooper Kupp back, who should be heavily targeted in the passing game now that he's back in there. And again, with Parkinson, you can look at this season on the receiving yards here. This is one he's hit just twice. He has come close in 2 of the last 3 games to getting 34 yards, but haven't hit this one. And Minnesota gives up a ton of receiving yards, but to tight ends, they don't give up as much as they do overall in the passing game here. And we saw him last week have just 2 targets in this game. So with Cooper Kupp back, I wouldn't expect as many targets for him. For Parkinson, one thing you can do on outliers, we can look at last year. Obviously, he didn't hit this that much, 3 of 17 games, but games without Tyler Higbee last year still was just 3 of 15 games here. So for Parkinson, don't think he's going to be as involved as he was without Cooper Kupp, who's coming back in this game, and 2 teams that want to run the ball. Could see a lower scoring game in this one, and 2 teams running the clock and running the ball. So those are the early plays I'm liking for this game. If you guys want more picks from me plus a bunch of other cappers for this game, and also NBA, MLB, NHL, all sports, we post in the Dynamo private Discord. We have a bunch of cappers giving just our top picks. You see last Monday Night Football collectively on Prizepicks, we went 11-4. Another big day going 10-1 in MLB and NHL. Also a 17-6 overall day in the NFL on Sunday where I went 7-1. Volo, another capper, went 5-1. Those were our picks and hits. So definitely check it out. Less than $1 per day to get in there, or less than winning just a $5 3-pick slip on Prizepicks. And also don't forget Prop Projections giving out their projection spreadsheet for this game for free. They posted 58 projections for Monday Night Football. So definitely follow them on Patreon as well. You get this one for free. And they post NBA and MLB as well, just $1 per day if you want more spreadsheets over there. So subscribe to the channel and we'll see you guys over in the Discord.